G'day folks, I'm Keith Jobson, welcome to the channel. Today we're talking about tyres. I get quite a few questions about what tyres I run on the 500. Tyre choice is highly dependent on the type of terrain that you ride in and how you ride. So what works for me, where I ride most and how I ride, it's the Dunlop D606. That's my go-to rear tyre. Now the 606 has been around forever, I think. I've ran this tyre on my DR650, WR250, and the reason I choose it is basically because it lasts forever. It's got pretty good grip and it lasts for ages. Like I'm talking 3, 4, 5,000 kilometers. I've never had problems with the 606. It's a really solid, strong tyre. I've never had one, break whole knobs off or anything like that. It's a really solid tyre. I've never bent any rims. They're relatively cheap. They used to be, maybe $130 Australian. I think they're up to about 150 now. So I think with most things in the last couple of years, tyres are also going up, but they're pretty good value considering the mileage you get out of them. The other tyre that I do use a little bit is the Metzler Mc360, which you can see there, it has a different tread pattern to the 606. The 606 knobs are a little bit closer together, so it's a little bit more of your adventure type tyre, I suppose, rather than a straight enduro tyre. The Mc360, the blocks are a little bit more open, especially through the middle line there, and it's more of it's almost like more of a paddle type, I suppose. Bigger blocks, bigger gap in between. So I've found this tyre is excellent in dry, excellent in rocks, no problem there. I find it maybe a little bit slippery if it's a bit greasy and off camber. With both of these tyres as well, it depends on the pressure that you run. On the DR, I would typically have about 25 in the rear. On the 500, 20 would be my starting point, and I go down from there. For the 606, the difference between 20 psi and 18 or 17 psi, it's like a different tyre. If the tyre doesn't seem like it's giving you much grip, lower the pressure. Yeah, I've had this in sort of wet, muddy conditions, and I had 20 in it, and I was not happy at all. I think I dropped it down to 17, and it was honestly like a different tyre. It was just amazing the difference that made. See, both of these are DOT tyres. They're both road legal. No problems there. The 360, you're probably not going to get more than about 1,000 kilometers out of it. So this particular one has probably done maybe 800 Ks. There's definitely some life in it. Starting to get a little bit sketchy because the blocks are getting a bit small. Yeah. Onto the front tyre. My absolute go-to tyre for the front is the Pirelli Scorpion Rally. There's a few different versions of the Scorpion Rally. This is it's a 54R MST. I have run this tyre on the 500, obviously, the DR650, the WR250, and the Triumph Tiger. So this tyre I have found excellent on every single adventure bike that I've ever owned. Now I have run the D606 front, and I didn't particularly like it. I found it was a little bit squirmy in the front. I was never really 100% confident with the 606 front, but this tyre, the Scorpion Rally, has never ever given me any grief. It just grips up all the time. It never slides. It never feels squirmy, never feels loose. It's just a brilliant tyre, absolutely brilliant. It does last a long time as well. So again, this particular one has done, I think this has done almost 4,000 kilometers, and you can see it's still looking pretty good, I've got to say. And I've run this 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 kilometers on different bikes. Not a problem at all. You do pay a bit more for them, but they are an excellent tyre. For my next trip, I will be trying the Metzler Mc360 front, just to see how that goes. They're a lot cheaper. They're like $90 fitted, so that's a significant difference in savings. Mates have run the Mc360 front, and they reckon they get 2,000 kilometers out of them. So I'm going to try that for the next tyre, but as a fallback, the Pirelli Scorpion Rally, excellent front tyre. And as you can see, the bike's up on the stand. getting prepped, so that must mean trip time. So stay tuned and fingers crossed, big time, we might actually be able to do the trip that I've wanted to do for a couple of years. If you want to check out some prep videos on the 500, have a look at some of these other videos over here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.